Hi, this is Jundo. Welcome to Tree Leaf. You'll see that many places in the Tenzo Kyokun, the instructions for the cook, Master Dogen is referring to the rules of purity for Chan monasteries. These were older rules from China about how to structure a monastery, how to run a monastery, the duties of the cook. And many of Dogen's writings when he built his monastery in Japan were based on that. The author, the great master Pai Chang, is famous for another quote. When Pai Chang was very old, his students felt sorry for him. He was always out working in the garden, laboring with the younger monks, and one day they hid his tools. They said, our old master should have a day off. And Master Pai Chang, the author of these rules of purity, refused to eat. He said a day without work is a day without food for a Zen monk. Zen practice has always emphasized physical labor more than just begging. You know, in India, the monks would go around with begging bowls. They still do in many parts of Southeast Asia. But in the monasteries of China, it was more a matter of physical labor. It varied from monastery to monastery, but ideally, the monks would get out, chop wood, fetch water. Master Pai Chang and Master Dogen emphasize that this is the heart of practice. So when we're doing our Ango, and I'm saying that you should practice in your kitchen, taking care of your family, in your job, in your office, in your factory, wherever you work, driving your bus, if you're a bus driver, please know that that is the place of practice, not only on the Zafu. As a matter of fact, as I like to say, if this practice were limited to the Zafu, what happens when we get off the Zafu? Zen practice has always been about coming out into life, coming out into the world. Now, in those days, it was the life limited to within the monastery. But they had to work, not just meditate all day and night. They did lots of meditation, but they would also clean the floors, chop the vegetables, hopefully washing their hands in between. You get my point. They would have to repair the roof, pull the weeds. There was much labor to be done. And it quickly became clear that this labor was not just a way to let them keep a monastery and sit zazen. No, this labor was zazen itself. And nowhere does that become clearer than in the writings of Master Dogen. So, quoting here from the rules for Chan monasteries, Master Dogen says, the ancients said that cooks regard tying up their sleeves for manual work as the way-seeking mind. Well, the expression tying up the sleeves is the equivalent of rolling up your sleeves to get down to work. As you can see, old Chinese and Japanese clothing has long sleeves, and if you don't tie it up, there are actually strings in the back of a lot of the robes that you can actually tie up your long sleeves, because otherwise, well, it gets in the soup. So getting down to work, rolling up your sleeves, is the way-seeking mind, is the way of practice. When Master Dogen says the way-seeking mind, he means not the way seeking something, but the way realizing and practicing it right here in chopping the vegetables, washing the rice, cutting a bowl of soup. Not cutting a bowl of soup, cutting the carrots for this. You get my point. Anyway, the other thing I want to emphasize is this other expression. When preparing meals, one should reflect intimately on one's own self. The food will then of itself be pure and refined. Now, this is something else that we don't realize enough in this world. If you think that something outside is not turning out well, the reason is not necessarily because of the outside circumstances alone, but in here, my friend, in here, in our Zen way, there is no border between in and out. If your job is bad, if your life is filled with problems, if you're dissatisfied with life, if it seems that it's just another bleak, rainy day, well, that's not only because things are bad out there, it's your reaction, your attitude, your approach, your way of judging and resisting in here. In and out are not two. You see, it's just raining outside. You're the one who decides that the rain is ruining your day. It's just the skies are gray. You're the one who decides that gray skies are depressing. Your job may have problems. There may be things in life that you don't like, but it's the inside. Now, on Monday, Taigu spoke about a horrible bowl of soup. You see, you drink. The soup itself is just the soup. Master Dogen would say it's a jewel. It's perfectly what it is. Your reaction to it. I'm not saying that it's your body may when you drink that terrible bowl of soup, but I'm saying that a lot of more than you can realize of your approach, your reaction to life is right here. Thus we sit, dropping likes and dislikes. Thus we sit, dropping resistance. Thus we sit, accepting everything even as it is, even the horrible bowls of soup. And then we may find that it all just slides down easier. Your work that you find so terrible, your job that you find so meaningless, your daily life that you find a dead end. Let me say, there may be things about your life you need to change. You may need to get a new job, don't get me wrong. But how much of that is the circumstance and how much of that is here and here, my friend? Listen to me as I preach to you, my brother. How much of it is right here and here? Thus, Master Dogen says, when you want to learn the art of cooking, it's not only a matter of the ingredients on the outside. It's not only a matter of how hot your oven is on the outside. It's not only a matter of the pots and pans you have on the outside. But when preparing meals, one should reflect intimately on one's own self. Change the self, and the food will then of itself be pure and refined. Shall we sit with that? Shall we roll up our sleeves and get down?